You just got a raise, maybe a promotion, maybe your side business finally started printing real money, and you're driving home in your 5-year-old sedan, and you think, you know what? I've earned this. I'm gonna get a nice car. And somehow, I don't know how, but somehow you end up at a Honda dealership looking at a CR-V. And the crazy thing? Your neighbor drives one, your coworker drives one, your kid's pediatrician, CR-V. The guy at your country club who quietly mentioned he just paid off his mortgage early, silver CR-V in the parking lot. And you start to wonder, is this car a coincidence, or is there something going on here that nobody's actually talking about? Well, stick around, because today we're going to rip this thing apart, financially, psychologically, mathematically, and by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why the Honda CR-V is the single most popular vehicle in America's wealthiest zip codes, and what that tells us about how rich people actually think about money. If you're someone who works hard, earns good money, and still feels like your car payment is quietly sabotaging your financial future, or if you're about to make a major vehicle decision and you want to make sure you're not accidentally destroying 5 years of savings in one afternoon at a dealership, then I need you to stay here. Because in the next minutes, I'm going to walk you through 3 things. 1. The real, complete 100-year math on owning a Honda CR-V, including stuff dealers never show you. 2. The surprising psychology behind why high-income households overwhelmingly choose this specific vehicle. And 3. A step-by-step framework you can use today to evaluate any car purchase the way genuinely wealthy people do. Let's get into it. Part 1. The data that nobody talks about. Okay, here's where this gets really interesting. A 2025 study by IC Cars analyzed vehicle ownership patterns across U.S. zip codes with median household incomes above $150,000, and the results were kind of shocking. The Honda CR-V ranked as the number 1 or number 2 most commonly owned vehicle in 34% of those zip codes. Not the BMW X5, not the Mercedes GLE, not even the Tesla Model Y, which, by the way, is a great car, we'll talk about that. The Honda CR-V. Now, your first reaction might be, well, maybe rich people live in the suburbs and they just need a practical car. And sure, that's part of it, but here's what the data actually says when you dig deeper. A 2024 survey by Empower, the financial services company, found that among Americans with a net worth over $1 million, the average vehicle they drive costs $35,000 or less. And the most common brands? Honda, Toyota, Ford. Boring, practical, reliable. This is what most people don't realize. The people who are actually wealthy are not the ones driving the flashy cars. The people driving the flashy cars are usually the ones trying to look wealthy. There is a massive, massive difference. All right, let's get into the math, because this is where it gets good. I'm going to walk you through the total cost of ownership, that's TCO, for a 2025 Honda CR-V EXL, which is the trim most buyers actually choose. MSRP on that is approximately $38,450. Now, most people look at a car purchase and think monthly payment. That's it. $480 a month? I can do that. And that thinking right there is exactly what keeps people financially stuck. Here's the full picture. Step 1, depreciation. According to Kelley Blue Book and IC Cars 2025 data, the Honda CR-V retains approximately 52% of its value after 5 years and roughly 38% after 10 years. That is significantly above the industry average of 45% at 5 years. So, on a $38,450 CR-V, after 10 years, your car is worth approximately $14,600. That means your depreciation loss over a decade is about $23,850, or roughly $2,385 per year, about $199 per month just in depreciation. Compare that to a BMW X5, which starts at $67,000 and retains only about 41% of its value at year 5. You're looking at depreciation losses of nearly $40,000 over 10 years, almost double. Step 2, financing. Let's say you put $7,500 down and finance $30,950 at 6.9%, which is a realistic rate in the current 2025-2026 environment, over 60 months. Your payment is around $602 per month. Total interest paid? approximately $5,170. Step 3. Insurance. According to Bankrate's 2025 analysis, the average full coverage insurance premium for a Honda CR-V is approximately $1,680 per year. Over 10 years, that's $16,800. And yes, rates go down as the car ages, so let's call it a realistic $14,500 over the decade. Step 4. Maintenance and repairs. This is where the CR-V absolutely destroys the competition. PAL Repair gives the Honda CR-V a reliability score of 4.5 out of 5.0, one of the highest in its class. Average annual maintenance cost, about $407 per year. Over 10 years, roughly $4,070. A comparable German luxury SUV, you're looking at $800 to $1,200 per year in maintenance costs, conservatively. Step 5. Fuel. Assuming you drive the national average of 15,000 miles per year and the CR-V Hybrid, which gets about 40 mpg combined, at an average fuel cost of $3.50 per gallon, you're spending approximately $1,313 per year. Over 10 years, $13,125. Now, let's add it all up. Category: 10-year cost. Depreciation: $23,850. Interest for financing: $5,170. Insurance: $14,500. Maintenance: $4,070. Fuel: $13,125. Total TCO, $60,715. That's your real number, not $38,000. $60,715 over 10 years, or about $507 per month in true all-in cost. Now here's what's interesting. A BMW X5 with a base price of $67,000, its 10-year TCO comes out to approximately $112,000 to $125,000, depending on trim and how unlucky you are with repairs. The difference between choosing the CR-V over the X5 is not $28,000. It's $50,000 to $65,000 over a decade. That's a down payment on a rental property. That's a fully funded retirement account contribution for multiple years. That is, depending on your income, potentially life-changing money. And this is what wealthy people understand that most people don't. Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, and I want you to pay close attention here. There's a well-documented psychological phenomenon called hedonic adaptation. It basically means that no matter how excited you are about something new, a car, a house, a vacation, within 60 to 90 days, it becomes your new normal. The thrill is gone, and you're just driving a car again. Research from the University of Michigan found that vehicle satisfaction scores between luxury SUV owners and non-luxury SUV owners were statistically indistinguishable after 6 months of ownership. 6 months! You paid $30,000 more for 6 months of extra happiness, and then you're just a person who drives a car, exactly like everyone else. Now, maybe you're thinking, and I hear this all the time, Carl, but the CR-V's boring. I worked hard for my money. I deserve something nice. And look, I hear you. I genuinely do. But here's the thing. Deserving something nice and making a smart financial decision are not mutually exclusive. The CR-V EXL comes with a turbocharged engine, heated leather seats, a panoramic sunroof, wireless Apple CarPlay, Honda Sensing, which is a full suite of safety tech, and a genuinely gorgeous interior. This is not a punishment car. The question isn't whether you deserve a nice car. The question is, what are you giving up for the upgrade? And the answer is $50,000 to $65,000 over 10 years. That's what you're trading, every single time.
Part 4. Who should and shouldn't buy a CR-V? Let me be real with you here, because I don't want to oversell this. The CR-V is not for everyone. Let's be honest about that. Here's who it's genuinely great for. If you drive between 12,000 and 18,000 miles per year, have a family or haul things regularly, live in a climate with variable weather, and want to maximize financial efficiency over the ownership period, the CR-V Hybrid is probably the smartest vehicle you can buy in 2025 in the $35,000 to $45,000 range. Full stop. Here's who might want to think twice. If you drive mostly in the city and under 8,000 miles a year, an EV or even a smaller sedan might actually serve you better on TCO. The CR-V's sweet spot is highway-heavy driving. Also, if you need serious towing capacity, over 3,000 pounds, the CR-V tops out at 1,500 pounds. That's a real limitation. And one more thing I want to flag. The used CR-V market is incredibly competitive right now. Because everyone knows these cars hold their value, sellers price them accordingly. A 2022 CR-V with 40,000 miles is going for $28,000 to $31,000 in most markets. That's not always the bargain it looks like. Run your own TCO numbers before you assume used is automatically better. The step-by-step framework. All right, let's make this actionable. Here are 5 concrete steps to approach any car purchase the way genuinely smart money people do. Step 1. Calculate your 5-year TCO before you step into a dealership. Use the Edmunds True Cost to Own tool. It's free, it's good, and it will immediately show you numbers that most buyers never see. Do this before you fall in love with a car. Step 2. Set your true monthly budget using the 15% rule. Your total all-in vehicle costs, insurance, payment, fuel, maintenance, should not exceed 15% of your monthly take-home pay. For most people, that's a much lower number than they think. Do the math first. Step 3. Never optimize for monthly payment, always optimize for total cost. Dealers love to stretch your loan term to 72 or 84 months to make the payment feel affordable. A $600 payment on a 48-month loan is fundamentally different from a $480 payment on a 72-month loan. The math is not the same. Step 4. Price out a certified pre-owned model that's 2 to 3 years old. The original owner absorbed the steepest depreciation curve. You get 80% of the car for 65% of the price, often with remaining factory warranty. On a CR-V, this is especially powerful because reliability holds so well.
Step 5. Ask yourself one question before signing anything. What could I do with the monthly difference if I chose a less expensive option? Put a real dollar amount on it. Make it concrete. Then decide.
The Honda CR-V isn't popular in wealthy neighborhoods because rich people can't afford better. It's popular because people who actually understand money have run the numbers, consciously or intuitively, and they've realized that a car is a depreciating liability, not an investment. And the goal with a depreciating liability is to minimize cost while maximizing utility. The CR-V does that better than almost anything else in its class. The real flex, and I mean this, is not driving a $90,000 SUV. The real flex is having the financial discipline to drive a $40,000 car and redirect that $50,000 difference into something that actually builds wealth. If this video helped you think differently about your next car purchase, hit subscribe. We do this kind of breakdown every single week. And if you're about to buy a car, drop your budget in the comments, and I will tell you exactly what I'd look at. I read every single one. See you in the next one.